What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Shout out to all the pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host for this episode, Blitzball Champ, Jason Ingram. So, for this video, I will be reviewing TNA Sacrifice 2025. So, another TNA pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it, in the books. So, I wanted to get on here and review it. This show happened this past Friday, March 14th, in El Paso, Texas, at the El Paso County Coliseum. Had a decently loaded card, with some pretty interesting outcomes. But let's go ahead and get started. They did do a pre-show, a countdown to Sacrifice. So let's go ahead and let's get started with this show. Alright, first match. Alright, we had ourselves a tag team match during the countdown to Sacrifice. We had the team of First Class, made up of AJ Francis and KC Navarro, taking on the Aztec Warriors of Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr. It was action-packed, but it wasn't a long match. It was just about a little over 6.5 minutes. As a matter of fact, it was 6 minutes, 45 seconds, so match wasn't long. Match wasn't long at all. But, you know, it had some action-packed spots. Had some really good spots. I mean, some good high-flying, especially from the Aztec Warriors. But, other than that, nothing crazy special. But, KC Navarro feigned an injury to help distract the ref. AJ Francis laid out Octagon Jr. with a debt payment, and then pretty much KC Navarro put the finishing touches and took out Laredo Kid, was able to drop him with a blessing in disguise and then pin him for the 1, 2, 3. First Class are your winners, having to use the fake an injury act to get the advantage. But, like I said, the match wasn't long. The match wasn't long. So, it is what it is. Okay. Now, this next match technically started off on the pre-show and then leaked into the main show. It's kind of weird how they did it. But, anyways. So they technically leaked into the main show with the street fight between Sami Callihan and Mance Warner. And of course she was accompanied by Steph DeLander, who definitely did her part in trying to help out Mance Warner in this match. The match was almost 11 minutes, just under 11 minutes. It was pretty action-packed. I mean, you had staple guns, you had tables, you had chairs, you had trash cans and ladders and all sorts of crazy mess in this match. You even had Sami Callihan using a sacrifice poster to give Mance Warner paper cuts on his mouth and finger, hands, and all that. So that was pretty unique, which I believe he's done that before, you know, doing the paper cuts. And yeah, them things hoit. They hoit. So, but, it was a pretty action-packed match. I mean, it was definitely a street fight. Definitely went back and forth. They were stapling each other. and just, yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, it's to be expected, especially when you have Sami Callihan in the match. But with the help from Steph DeLander and just Mance Warner being able to take advantage, hits a running knee strike on Sami Callihan and then pinned him for the 3 count. Was kind of a weak finish. I think they could have done something a little bit more brutal and devastating for the finish. So, was kind of bummed at the finish. But Mance Warner picked up the victory. Seen better street fights, but it is what it is. Okay. Next up, we had a singles match between Tessa Blanchard and Ying. First of all, what in the heck was Tessa Blanchard wearing? Like, what the heck was she wearing with her entrance? And just, that did not look like Tessa Blanchard. At least not that I'm used to seeing in the years. But oh my god, like, that was a weird look for Tessa. Did anybody else think that was a weird look for Tessa Blanchard? Because it was for me. That was a weird look. I'm sorry, but that was a weird look for her with the thick braids. That's a weird look for her. I'm sorry, that just, yeah. And then the entrance, like, that entrance was cringe. I hate to say it, but that entrance was cringe for her. Just, yeah. One thing's for sure, she's continuously giving into the heel heat. And honestly, that probably won't die down anytime soon. So, the match was pretty good. I liked Ying Lee's offense when she got going. That twisting suplex off the top turnbuckle, that was pretty cool. But, you know, it's just really good to see Ying Lee get opportunities against all sorts of different opponents here in TNA. So I think she definitely made good use of that. Overall, pretty decent match. Tessa ended up getting the victory, hitting the Magnum on Ying Lee and then pinning her for the 1-2-3, which I don't think Tessa has lost a match since her return to TNA. I don't think she's lost a match yet. But yeah. Tessa Blanchard with the victory. Yeah. That's pretty much all I have for that. Alrighty. Let's go to our next match. Here we go. Alright, we had the trios match next between Ace Austin and the Rascals, Trey, Miguel, and Zachary Wentz, taking on the trio of Wesley, Tyson, Dupont, and Tyriek, Igwe. And please forgive me if I butchered that last name. Match was pretty good. I just wish it was longer. It was just under 10 minutes. I wish it could have gone like 13 minutes. I think I would have liked it a lot more. But it was pretty good. It was a pretty good match. Definitely high-flying. I love the chemistry with the Rascals and Ace Austin. Definitely, they look great together. But this was overall pretty good match. I just wish it could have been longer. That's really the only complaint I have. If it was like 13 minutes instead of 9 minutes 56 seconds, I would have been much happier. Anyways, Zachary Wentz picked up the victory, hitting a beautifully executed spiral tap onto Tyriek. Or no, that was Wesley that he pinned. But yeah, beautifully executed spiral tap. Pinned up for the 1, 2, 3. The Rascals and Ace Austin are your winners. But yeah, love the finish. Really cool finish. Okay. Next up, here we go. We had a singles match between Frankie, Kazarian, and Steve Maclin. And Eric Young was on special guest commentary for this match. Match was okay. I mean, I can't say that I was super duper invested in this match. This match was 8 minutes 50 seconds. I mean, it was okay. I can't say it was a match that had me jumping out of my seat or anything like that, but match was okay. The big turning point was outside the ring. Frankie Kazarian had his trophy, pulled out some brass knuckles. Eric Young took the brass knuckles, and then when he turned around, he hit Kazarian in the back with those brass knuckles. And then pretty much Steve Maclin didn't know what the heck happened, but ended up hitting Frankie Kazarian with the KIA inside the ring and then pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. Steve Maclin with the victory. But he looked very confused. I don't think he necessarily was looking for Eric Young to interfere or to help out or whatnot. You know, they've been kind of having their, so to speak. So, yeah, the match was just underwhelming, personally. But, it is what it is. Okay. Next match. Oh God, let's just freaking get this one over with. You had this really, really dumb handicap match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships as Spitfire, Dani Luna, Jody Threat defended the titles against Ash and Heather by Elegance and the personal Concierge. Yeah, to be honest, despite there being, a couple of nice double team spots in the match, this match was dumb. This match was dumb. This match was dumb. Really, really freaking stupid. And honestly, I really don't want to say anything else more about this match. Otherwise, it's going to get me mad. Because this match was dumb. This match was pointless. This was the third time. And see, this is why I can't get behind the Knockouts tag division in TNA. I can't get behind it because it's been trash for the most part. And like I said, a big part of that trash started way back when dang on Eric Young and ODB set the record for longest reign of the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships that nobody is going to break anytime soon. And there's no coming back from that. So, anyway, this match was dumb. Ash pinned Jody Threat after a assisted diving double foot curb stomp. And Ash and Heather by Elegance are your new TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Took them 3 tries, and they had to do it in a freaking handicap match. So stupid. So dumb. Afterwards, Metaphors, Jakarta Jackson, and Lash Legend made an appearance. Looks like they are interested in said tag titles. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Next match. Had a pretty good match between Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana. This was a good back and forth match. The crowd was definitely behind Mike Santana the whole time. Match went a little bit over 13 minutes, but I liked it for what it was. It was definitely back and forth, but of course, Mustafa Ali was able to get a cheap pin. Of course, Tasha steals with the distraction on Mike Santana. And Mustafa Ali was able to get a cheap pin using the ropes for the 3 count. So Mustafa Ali wins. And then he takes a fan's beer and puts it in the ring for Mike Santana. Which, like I said, match was good. I am not a fan of this storyline. I really do not like this storyline. Because I'm sorry, using somebody's, like, past real life addiction or whatnot, or, you know, something, you know, Mike Santana was overcoming or was, you know, doing great and whatnot. But using somebody's addiction like that for a storyline, that's not cool. That's not cool. I'm not a fan of that. That's not cool. I mean, if Mike Santana, you know, allowed it and whatnot, then, I mean, it is what it is, so be it. But me personally, I don't think that's cool to use somebody's real life addiction as a storyline. I don't think that's cool. Anyway, let's moving on to the next match. How about another title match? Okay, we have the TNA Knockouts World Championship on the line as Masha Slamovich, the champion, defended against Cora Jade. You know, this was another one that I thought was a pretty decent match, but wish it could have been longer. This match was only 9 minutes, 27 seconds. Really wish it could have been longer. You know, Cora Jade put up a decent fight, but let's keep it real. Wasn't no way she was dethroning Russian Dynamite. And just keeping it real. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But, it is what it is. Thought it was interesting to see Cora Jade hit Jaded on Masha, and you know she ended up kicking out. But yeah, pretty decent match. But when it was all said and done, Masha eventually hit Requiem on Cora Jade and pinned her for the 1-2-3. And Masha Slamovich still your TNA Knockouts World Champ. Which, like I said, I don't think she's losing that title anytime soon. She'll probably keep it during maybe up to Bound for Glory, perhaps. But I don't know. Me personally, I think she'll have that title for a good while. But that's me. That's just me. All right. Let's go to our next match. Here we go. Alrighty. We have the X Division Championship on the line in a ladder match as Moose defended against Jeff Hardy. A pretty entertaining match. Definitely had a lot of good spots in this match, you know, with the ladders and tables, even that rainbow colored ladder that Jeff Hardy had painted, I think from Bound for Glory last year, I think that's what they said. But match was almost 17 minutes. It was just a little bit under 17 minutes. But it was good. I mean, it was action-packed. This was pretty much Moose's first ladder match. And, you know, did good. But, you know, definitely Jeff Hardy made it difficult for him, and it was really cool to see him do the swanton through the table spot. So thought that was really cool. Of course, Alicia Edwards had to interfere. Not surprised there. She accompanied Moose for this match. Jeff Hardy didn't really have anybody because Matt had to prepare for the main event, so he never came out and assisted or anything like that. So he was pretty much on his own. But, I mean, you know, he hung in there as best as he could. But when it was all said and done, he got speared by Moose through a table. And then pretty much Moose had all day to climb up the ladder and was able to pull down the X Division title to retain. So Moose, still your X Division champion. Not too surprised. I didn't really see Jeff Hardy dethroning Moose, so not surprised. Okay, and then the main event of Sacrifice 2025 came down to this. All right, we had ourselves a 10-man tag steel cage match for your main event. Team number one, you had Joe Hendry, Matt Hardy, Elijah, Leon Slater, and Nick Nemeth, taking on team number two, which was JDC, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards of The System, and the Colognes of Eddie Colon and Orlando Colon. And on Thursday, Eddie Edwards won the advantage by defeating Leon Slater. So the match started off with Eddie Edwards and Elijah. Those were the first two. And because the System and the Colognes had the advantage, they would get, you know, the next member first. So the order of appearance. So the match started off with Eddie Edwards and Elijah. Then Brian Myers was added. Then Nick Nemeth was added. Then Orlando Colon was added. Then Leon Slater. Then Eddie Colon. Then Matt Hardy. Then JDC was the last one for Team 2. And then the last one for Team 1, Joe Hendry. So Joe Hendry was the last to enter the cage, which Brian Myers tried to keep the cage door closed to keep Joe Hendry from getting in, which that lasted for maybe like 30 seconds. And then once Joe Hendry came in, he just let loose an onslaught of offense. I mean, this was a very action-packed match from start to finish, no doubt about that. I love the Swanton 450 off the top of the cage that Leon Slater did. Really cool spot. But yeah, it was very action-packed match. When it was all said and done, Matt Hardy got the pin for his team. He pinned JDC after hitting the Twist of Fate on a chair. So, team number one, Joe Hendry, Matt Hardy, Elijah, Leon Slater, Nick Nemeth are your winners in the main event. Afterwards, as folks were leaving the cage and whatnot, apparently Ryan Nemeth and Nick Nemeth ended up attacking Matt Hardy after this match and locking themselves inside the cage where it's just the Nemeths and Matt Hardy, and they beat the mess out of Matt Hardy. They busted him open. His teammates were trying to get into the cage, but they would fight him off the cage with a chair so that nobody could get in. But yeah, the Nemeths beat the mess out of Matt Hardy and pretty much turning heel, especially for Nick. Not too surprised, because, I mean, we've all seen Nick Nemeth as a heel. So, not really too surprised. Interesting way to close the show, but Yeah. The show was alright. Overall, the show was alright. Had some good parts, had some bad parts. But, show was alright. I'm not going to say it was trash. Show was alright. It was alright. Speaking of TNA Wrestling, so their next shows, the next big show is actually going to be in Vegas for TNA Unbreakable during WrestleMania week. That's April 17th in Las Vegas at 10 p.m. That's the Thursday show, but I will be at the Marvelous show, so I'll be missing that. They also announced TNA Rebellion will be on April 27th in Los Angeles, California. Which is actually the same day as that's the same day as Stardom's All-Star Grand Queendom show. So, okay, so now see, TNA Rebellion is actually pay-per-view and TNA Plus, so I think that is going to have to be ordered via pay-per-view, but Unbreakable will be on TNA Plus. They announced TNA Under Siege on May 23rd, Friday, May 23rd. That'll be at Brampton, Ontario. So it looks like they're going to be in Canada for that. Let's see. Slammiversary will be in New York, Belmont Park, New York, on July 20th at the UBS Arena. So that's Slammiversary. And yeah, those are the big shows that they have announced so far for TNA Wrestling. So, cool. Really cool. Alright, that's all that I have for this video. Let me know what y'all thought of TNA Sacrifice 2025. Did you like it? Did you like the matches? What you thought were the bad matches, good matches? Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all in the next video and our live stream. Laters.